This depot was our national campaign headquarters, and I would go out every week and campaign around the rest of the 49 states. Then when I came home on the weekend, quite often it would be several thousand people here. And we had a platform, a kind of a podium, and I would come out and make speeches to the people and answer questions about what I was doing in my political campaign. At first we had just 200 or 300, and then as I got more and more popular and won some more victories in Iowa and New Hampshire and Florida and so forth, it became quite crowded for Plains. So we had a very thriving I say enterprise here, that is a political campaign that transformed Plains for a while. But this is where I made my speeches, and this is where I came the night I won the final primaries and got the nomination for president, and then I came here the next morning after I was elected president, and told the people that I was thankful for all the help they gave me.
In running for president, Jimmy Carter had to distinguish himself from the other candidates. One of the things he would point out is that most of the other candidates were members of Congress, whereas he had been a governor and had actual executive experience. But another thing that was important at the time was he was not from Washington, and that happened to be a time when not being from Washington was a big advantage, because people associated Washington with the Watergate scandal that had led to the resignation of President Richard Nixon. You might think that he would try to hide the fact that he was a peanut farmer, but actually many of his ads showed him working in the peanut fields, and this was to show that he was not from Washington and not the typical candidate. The other thing that distinguished Jimmy Carter as a candidate was he could outwork all the other candidates. Being raised on the farm, he was used to getting up in the morning and working a long, hard day.
Jimmy Carter was running for president in 1976. Many people did not know who he was and would ask, Jimmy who? So when a stray dog started hanging around the depot, the campaign workers named him J. Who. This friendly dog greeted thousands of visitors and was loved by this community.
From this depot in 1975, James Earl Carter Jr. launched a 2-year campaign for the presidency of the United States. At first an unknown, referred to as Jimmy Who, Carter was inaugurated as America's 39th president on January 20th, 1977. James Earl Carter Jr. was born October 1, 1924, in Plains. He graduated from the U.S. Naval Academy and married Rosalind Smith in 1946. After 7 more years of naval service, he returned to run a family agribusiness. In 1962, Jimmy Carter was elected to the Georgia Senate, and in 1970 became governor. As governor, he reorganized state government, reformed the budgetary process, improved race relationships, health care, education, and environmental quality. Notable achievements of his presidency from 1977 to 1981 were based on the values he considered most important: human rights, environmental quality, nuclear arms control, and the search for justice and peace. Successes included the resolution of the Panama Canal issue, signing the Strategic Arms Limitation Treaty, the Camp David Accords and peace treaty between Israel and Egypt, normalizing relations with China, and the reorganization of the federal government. This depot and surrounding historic district symbolized the culture of this small rural community, which produced a highly respected international leader.